So, as you mentioned at the top, you're a candidate for re-election. So, if indeed you are re-elected, are you going to commit to a full term in the United States Senate?
Sure.
Unhesitatingly.
Unhesitatingly.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say this. It is the honor of a lifetime to be chosen by the people of Massachusetts to go down to Washington and to fight on their behalf, and to know every day when I get up, this is my chance to fight for an America that doesn't just work better for billionaires and giant corporations, but a chance to fight for an America that works for everyone.
One of the fights that's in front of what is your take on the battles to keep Donald Trump off the individual states' ballots?
You know, look, I get it. I think it's pretty clear that Donald Trump participated in an insurrection, but I want to beat him at the ballot box. And I think
you'd prefer we stay on the ballot in those states, and
I think I want to see this resolved at the ballot box. I want to see it resolved at the ballot box because I don't want there any question about the legitimacy of it.
Wouldn't he say that the election then was stolen?
Of course he will. But it's not just what he says, it's what everybody else sees. And here's the deal. I feel like what's coming up in this election is so obvious. Donald Trump was president for 4 years, so this is not about big promises. This is, who did Donald Trump fight for the 4 years he was president? He accomplished two things: an extremist Supreme Court so that politicians, instead of women, would make decisions about abortion. And the second was a $2 trillion tax break, mostly for billionaires and millionaires and giant corporations. What has Joe Biden been fighting for his time in office? $35 insulin, Medicare drug negotiation, trying to cut student loan debt, get rid of junk fees, biggest climate package literally in the history of the world, and paid for by my 15% minimum corporate tax on billionaire corporations' profits.
So yesterday was the third anniversary of the January 6th attack on the Capitol, an awfully dark day in the history of this nation. Are you amazed, as we sit here just 3 short years later, that some say the man who instigated this is likely to be the Republican nominee? He has the support probably of somewhere 40 to 45% right now of Republican voters. 25% of Republicans think the FBI instigated this.
Look, this is the big lie. And the corrosive effect of a lie like that, and having it repeated and repeated and repeated. Why? Repeated by people who want power, repeated by people who make money from repeating the lie. And the fact that the Republican Party, Republicans in the House, Republicans in the Senate, almost to a person, not 100%, but almost, have nothing to say about it. They either support the big lie or they're not going to push him out. And there is the cancerous effect of the big lie. The fact that so many senators, so many representatives, so many people in the Republican leadership just keep going along with the big lie. And that's how you end up with a lot of people across America saying that is now the Republican Party.
Senator, thank you for your time. By the way, do you do New Year's resolutions, or do you not deal with that?
I do.
You want to share what your New Year's resolution might be?
Okay. My New Year's resolution, and I'm on target so far, is every night before I go to bed, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. Every night. Very good.
Every night.
Senator Elizabeth Warren's in the chair. Thank you for joining us.